guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm really excited to share with you this makeup look. It is a bronze goddess makeup look using all affordable products. So I'm starting out with some facial oil. This is from Olay. It's their Olay Regenerist facial oil and I'm applying it all over my face. I love it as a base for my foundation. It really hydrates my skin. And then I'm going in with the CoverGirl and Olay Simply Ageless primer, and this feels amazing on the skin as well. And this is the perfect combination for applying my next product, which is my Maybelline Matte and Poreless foundation. And as the name of this foundation suggests, it is a matte foundation. So because I have normal to dry skin, applying the facial oil and that primer combo really helps making this foundation last and look good on my dry skin. For brows, I'm going to quickly speed through this. I'm using my favorite brow product, which is my NYX Micro Brow in the shade Ash Brown. I actually ran out of it filming this tutorial, so I had to pick up some backups. Then to clean up my brows, I'm using this concealer quad from Sonia Kashuk and a angled brow brush from NYX. Now taking that shadow from the concealer quad, I'm just going to apply that all over my lid up to my brow to act as a base and to set that concealer. For eyeshadow, I'm using all the shades from the CoverGirl TruNaked Goldens palette, and I'm starting out with that matte shade and putting that in my crease. This is just going to be my transition shade, and I'm buffing that into my crease with my favorite brush right now, which is my NYX number 16, and I really love this palette from CoverGirl. The pigmentation is there. Sometimes you can find palettes that are a little bit lacking in pigmentation from the drugstore that are more affordable, but this definitely has great pigmentation and great blendability, so I've been really enjoying it. I have all three of the palettes. This might be my favorite one, but I do enjoy all of them. Now I'm going in with the bronze shade and applying that to my outer corner, and I'm just using a Morphe 433 brush to do so. For my lid shade, I'm taking that golden color, the fourth shade in the palette, and applying that all over my lid and just lightly blending that into that bronze shade in the outer corner. For liner, I'm opting for a brown gel liner, and I'm using this one from Maybelline, and I'm keeping the liner tight to my lash line and creating a small wing. I almost always use black when I'm doing a liner, but I thought the brown was much softer and really complemented this look nicely. Now I'm just going to apply a coat of mascara to my lashes because I will be applying falsies for this look, and I am using these lashes from Velour. These are silk lashes, so they're more pricey up front, but you can use them on average 20 times, so technically it works out to be about the same, if not cheaper, than a pair of drugstore lashes. You just can't lose them. Then they obviously aren't as affordable. Now I'm going in with the Maybelline Age Rewind in the shade Brightener. It is a pink tone shade, and I always take this step prior to applying my concealer. It really helps awaken that under eye area and give it a more youthful, brightened appearance. And then for my concealer, I'm also using the concealer from Maybelline. It is the Fit Me, and this is in the shade Sand. You do want to put a concealer over top of this other product because it is a pink tone, so you want to correct it to the tone of your skin. So that pink tone is just going to mix with this tone and create a nice skin tone shade, which will blend nicely into my own skin. And now I'm using a bit of that concealer to highlight portions of my face, down the bridge of my nose, forehead, Cupid's bow, and then I'm just going to blend that all in with my Real Techniques beauty sponge. Now to set all the places that I applied concealer, I'm using the RCMA No Color Powder, and I'm going to use the baking technique. So I'm going to be applying a heavy dose of powder onto those areas in which I applied the concealer and let that powder sit there and bake, and then I'm going to brush it away later. For bronzer, I'm using the new Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer, and I used this on my skin when I was my natural skin tone, but I did want to show you that you can use it when you have a medium to tan skin tone. This bronzer does work, and I actually like it better when I have a tan on. After I've dusted away all that powder, I'm going to go back and just contour my nose with that same Physicians Formula bronzer. And then I'm going to take a little bit of that excess powder I had on my Real Technique sponge and clean up my bronzer. Now to finish off the under eyes, I'm just taking that matte shade and a pencil brush and just putting that underneath my under eye area. I'm really buffing it in there. And then I'm gonna go back in with a flat brush and that bronze shade and really get up close to that lash line to deepen it. For my inner corner highlight, I'm taking that second shade in the palette and just popping that in my inner corner. I wanted to further clean up and highlight my brows, so I'm going back to the palette and just grab the sponge applicator that came with the palette and using the pointed end and just really getting along the under portion of my brow to clean it up. To further brighten up my eye area and make it look more awake, I'm just using a nude tone pencil and putting that in my waterline. For this look, I wanted to generously coat my lower lashes with mascara, so I'm doing that right now. Sometimes it can clump up, so I just go back in with a spoolie and kind of curl it underneath my lashes to remove any excess product. For my cheeks, I just wanted to add a little bit of color. I'm using this rose tone shade and a dual fiber brush to apply it to my cheeks, just so that it applies lightly. I didn't want too much color, so that's why I'm using a dual fiber brush. For highlight, I'm using this bronzer from e.l.f. It's called Golden Bronzer, but I actually use it as a highlight. It's not really a bronzer in my opinion. It is definitely more of a highlight, but it's marketed as a bronzer, but beautiful highlight. So I'm taking a fan brush and applying this to my cheeks. You can see right there, just with a little bit, it applies a beautiful golden shade. And it does also have those 4 quadrants, so you can kind of custom your color. I just swirled it all in all of the colors, so this is the color it comes up with, which is a really pretty golden sheen. To line my lips, I'm using the CoverGirl LipPerfection in the shade Seduce, and I really love the formula on these lip pencils because they're very creamy, they don't tug or pull at the lips, and they're easy to overdraw your lips if that's what you like to do. It's really easy to do so with these. And then for lipstick, I'm using one of the shades from the CoverGirl Colorlicious line in the shade Creme. It was actually really hard for me to decide which one I wanted to use. They have a ton of beautiful nudes in their Colorlicious range, and the formula is fantastic. For gloss, I'm using the Colorlicious number 600 in Melted Toffee, and these aren't sticky in the slightest, and they have really beautiful colors as well. Now to top off that gloss, I'm just adding a little bit of that e.l.f. bronzer just to tie in some of the gold just in the center of the lips for a pop of sheen. Moving on to my hair, I'm using the new Pantene Airspray. This is an alcohol-free hairspray, and this is probably the best smelling hairspray I've ever used. It smells so good. If you've ever used it, you know what I mean. It smells fantastic, and it doesn't leave your hair sticky or anything. You can brush through your hair and restyle if you wish. Going back to my Olay facial oil, I'm just taking a couple drops and rubbing them onto my shoulders, and I'm putting some on my chest as well. So I'm showing you just how to get a golden glow all over your body. Really easy to do, and you don't have to go out and buy extra products. Just use some of your facial oil on your body and then go over with your highlight on the areas you wish to highlight. So it just gives you an overall golden goddess look. I just wanted to show you this extra step in case you wanted to do something with your body as well. So I hope you guys enjoyed this tutorial. This is hands down my favorite look at the moment to do. It's so pretty and glowy. It's just perfect for the spring or summer anytime. So I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys in my next video.